What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Stel, and I'm back to for the top meta loadouts you need to be using in order to dominate your opponents in Warzone. Y'all know how I like to do. I don't like dragging stuff out too long. So without further ado, I'm Stel, and let's get on with the show. Boom. So first up, we have the STB556. This gun may surprise some of y'all, as MW2 guns aren't the best guns to really use in today's meta, but the STB recently got a silent buff, and it's back to its glory days of Warzone 2.0 when it was an absolute laser. Now, for the muzzle with the JAK BFB, y'all see this in every loadout video pretty much. This is the best go-to muzzle. Only downside of it is when you shoot the gun, you pop up on a radar since it's not a suppressor. But if you do want to use a suppressor, then I suggest using the VT7 Spitfire suppressor, as it does kind of the same thing as the JAK BFB, but it also allows you not to pop up on a radar. For the variant with the FTAC FB20, this gun at base doesn't hit the hardest, and so in order to make it a good sniper support, I want to try to up the damage while also maintaining its zero recoil ability. For the underbarrel, we want the Brew Heavy Sport Grip. This and the JAK BFB are two attachments you'll see on mainly every single gun in the game because they're just that broken. For the ammunition with the overpressure rounds, like I said before, the gun doesn't hit the hardest, so giving it the overpressure rounds makes it so the damage goes up just a little bit more. And then for the magazine with the 42 round mag. Next is the CAT AMR. This is the only sniper in the game right now that can down you in one shot to the head, and so this is really the main go-to sniper. This is the only sniper that's really in the meta right now. For the muzzle, you want the Sonic Expressor XL. For the barrel, you want the Zang 34 barrel. For the laser, you want the FSS OV laser. For the ammunition, you want the 50 cal explosive. And then for the stock, you want the tactical stock pad. So y'all might not believe me when I said it was back to its glory days. Watch this. No recoil. No recoil. This gun right here, it just doesn't have a lot of recoil at all. And then a sniper, one shot to the head. Like this combo right here, I used to love running this with the Victus back in Warzone 2.0. And don't get me wrong, you can still use the STB long range. Don't get it twisted. This gun right here is secretly like a top tier weapon. I feel like people haven't talked about it a lot, but after a silent buff, top tier. Next up, we have this LMG. I cannot pronounce his name for my life, but we have this LMG and the Rival 9. First up, we'll go with LMG. These two guns have been rising to fame pretty much. Well, the LMG has been a top tier weapon since the game released, but the Rival 9 recently has been showing its stuff. It's been a really, really good SMG lately. For the muzzle, you want the JAK BFB. Underbarrel, you want the Brew Heavy Sport Grip. For the optic, you want the SZ Stro 7. And then for the stock, you want the Commando D15 recoil reduction pad. Thing about this is, in order to get this stock, you need to have the conversion kit active, which is the next part to the build. Last, you want the conversion kit JAK Annihilator Bullpup kit. Rival 9, like I said, recently has been just an absolute disgusting weapon to use. For the barrel, with the Rival IGS 800 barrel. For the underbarrel, with the Brew Heavy Sport Grip. For magazine, with the 50 round drum. For the stock, you want the EXF Close Quarters Assault stock. And then for the rear grip, you want the Rival Vice Assault Grip. Yeah, this LMG, man, it does such good damage on top of having almost no recoil at all, and so it makes for just an absolutely busted gun. There were some other alternative builds you can do, like you can get rid of the grip and put on the 60 round mag too if you really want to. Not the grip, the conversion kit, and put on a 60 round mag if you wanted to make it a little bit more faster mobility wise, but I didn't like doing that. That's why I have the Rival 9 with it, so I can go ahead and still have that really good mobility while having an absolute tank on my back. Rival 9 doesn't have a lot of recoil at all. I'm bad at finishing the dummies apparently. Definitely does some good damage. Has a little bit of recoil, but it's not the worst to control, as I missed half my shots just now. But yeah, this LMG can definitely get the job done and does a pretty good amount of damage. Next up, you already know, we have the Ram 7. Do I really need to say much about this gun? This has been the top gun in the game for who knows how long at this point. This gun right here is just absolutely broken. Hasn't really been touched a lot at all, damage-wise, stuff like that. And so that being said, it just remains pretty much the king of the game. For the muzzle, we want the JAK BFB. For the barrel, we want the Cronin Headwind Long Barrel. For the underbarrel, we want the Brew Heavy Sport Grip. For the magazine, we want the 60 round drum. Then for the stock, we want the HVS 3.4 pad. The striker, not a lot needs to be said for this. This gun right here is just absolutely disgusting. In my last AR loadout video, the same loadout was in that one, and it remains untouched. The striker is honestly, I feel like at this point kind of slept on now. For the muzzle, you want the JAK BFB. For the barrel, you want the Striker Recon Long Barrel. For the underbarrel, you want the Bruen Heavy Support Grip. For the magazine, you want the 60-round drum. And then for the stock, you want the Recon Series stock. I can never say that first word. My friend makes fun of me for not being able to say it, so I'm not even going to attempt it on camera. I don't really need to say much about it. Like, the Ram has just been a gun that's been dominating the meta for like, who knows how long at this point. Well, we do know the entire goddamn game. And then the Striker, this thing has nearly no recoil, like, at all. Like, once you go long range with it, sure, but like, it's an SMG, bro. You're not going long range with it anyway. But yeah, these two guns are just absolutely just stupid. Next, I have the MCW and the AMR9. MCW has been a gun that actually just recently got nerfed a little bit.
What's going on, everyone? Feature Tayshawn here. So I want to apologize. I made a mistake. The MCW actually was not nerfed. The max damage was actually increased, and so was the near and mid damage. The only things that were nerfed were the 16.5 MCW Cyclone Long Barrel and the RB Regal Heavy Stock. Those two attachments were nerfed, so I put them up on the screen so I can read them real quick if you want to. But yeah, again, my apologies for that. I'll do better next time. Pass it, Sean. Take it away.
But it still absolutely shreds. It has almost no recoil, so to the point where it's still a top tier meta gun. For the muzzle, you want the JAK BFB. For the barrel, you want the 16.5 MCW Cyclone Long Barrel. For the magazine, you want the 60-round drum. For the optic, you want the MK3 reflector. For the stock, you want the RB Regal Heavy Stock. Next, you have the AMR9. This has been a gun that's been competing with the Herm 9 for the best SMG in the game. The Striker 9 and the Rival 9 are all up there too, but the main top two guns I've been seeing people go back and forth about is the AMR9 and the Herman 9. And so I have an AMR9 build here for y'all that'll put in some serious work. For the muzzle, you want the JAK BFB. For the barrel, you want the AMR9 Enforcer Long Barrel. For the ammunition, you want the 9mm high grain rounds. For the magazine, you want the 100-round drum. For the optic, you want the MK3 reflector. I don't really need to say much about these. I mean, I talked about this in my AR loadout video, but the MCW is absolutely just broken. I actually have a whole entire video of me getting a win with it, and this gun is just, there's no recoil really at all. As I miss all my shots. Don't mind that, I'm just bad at the game. Y'all will do better than I will. AMR9 does really good damage, and you can go medium range with it too. I'm not going to attempt to go long range with it. Y'all got that, but this loadout is really good. Next up, we have the BAS-B and the Swarm. The BAS-B has been a battle rifle that's been also running rampant in Warzone since it got its buff. And it's one of those guns that is just absolutely nasty. It does really good damage on top of not having a lot of recoil at all. For the muzzle, you want the JAK BFB. For the barrel, you want the Bruen Venom Long Barrel. For the underbarrel, you want the Bruen Heavy Support Grip. For the magazine, you want the 45-round mag. Then for the optic, with the MK3 reflector. Next, you have the Swarm. This has been a weapon that has been pretty damn good since it came out in Warzone. I say came out, it's been out for Warzone. But it recently, I think, got a nerf is what I heard. But I really haven't seen much of a difference in the gun anyway. This is a really up close and personal build, so you can go medium range with it. I won't suggest it though. This is more of like a up close and personal shredding build. For the barrel, we have the Waltz Optic Long Barrel. For the underbarrel, you want the Bruen Heavy Support Grip. For the magazine, with the 100-round drum. Where did my shit go? For the optic, you want the SD6. For the optic, you want the MK3 reflector. Then for the stock, you want the FSS Fortress Heavy Stock. Like I said, the BAS-B has been a gun that's been running rampant in Warzone for like the longest time. And it's a gun that doesn't have a lot of recoil at all. And can also just melt your opponents left and right. With the Swarm, this is, like I said, up close and personal build. You can go medium range with it, but I only suggest really going short range, because that's what you have the BAS-B for. The bad bitch. But yeah, these two guns together are, I say, like, really, really good. I say don't go medium range and immediately go medium range, bro. What is wrong with me? Next up, we have the Holger 5.56, and the secondary may surprise some of y'all, but we'll get there when we get there. For the muzzle, you want the JAK BFB. For the barrel, you want the Cryo 6 match. For the underbarrel, you want the Bruen Heavy Support Grip. For the magazine, you want the 40-round mag. Then for the stock, you want the RB Addo Assault Stock.
Yeah, boy.
Warzone 2.0, I loved this gun. After its silent buff, or was it allowed? Was it allowed as fuck? After its latest buff, this gun is super viable in today's meta. It's essentially the Mac 10 pretty much, but better. And I don't know, let's get into it. For the muzzle, you want the Jack BFB. For the barrel, you want the Tango 228 barrel. For the underbarrel, you want the DR6 hand stock. For the magazine, you want the 60 round mag. And then for the rear grip, you want the ZLR combat grip. Now, I said in my last video, but I feel like the Holger isn't really talked about enough. But this gun is really good. The only downside I have about it is that its maximum magazine is only 42 bullets. So when you suck at the game like I do and you miss half your shots, you kind of want more bullets in your mag to go ahead and help you out. Now for the Vel, this gun is absolutely a decimator. Medium range, I don't really recommend going because as you see, if you're not missing half your shots, it does pretty modest damage at medium range, but this is really a gun that can shred up close. Last but not least, we have a personal favorite gun of mine. I love the SVA so much, and I feel like this is kind of slept on too. It's not up there with like the Ram 7 or like the MCW, maybe like that, but this is like your next best thing. This reminds me of like the XM4. It's old reliable pretty much. For the muzzle, you want the Jack BFB. For the barrel, you want the STV precision barrel. For the stock, you want the main V6 stock. For the magazine, you want the 60 round mag. And then for the rear grip, you want the Nault Z3 grip. Now, for the secondary, we have the Herman 9. This is the other SMG that they've been arguing is the #1 SMG between the AMR9 and the Herm 9. I personally don't have a say in it. My personal favorite SMG is a Striker. I just love how it has no recoil and it does a good amount of damage. But the Herm 9 is certainly broken. For the muzzle, with the Jack BFB. For the barrel, with the Princeps long barrel. For the underbarrel, with the Bruin heavy support grip. For the magazine, with the 50 round drum. Then for the stock, with the folding stock. Now, like I said, I feel like the SVA has been really slept on. It's one of those guns that like has not a lot of recoil at all, if you're not bad at the game like I am, and it does a pretty good amount of damage at medium to close range. And then obviously, as you can see, you can go long range. As you can see, you can go long range with it. And then for the Herman 9, doesn't have a lot of recoil either. It does a pretty damn good amount of damage at close and medium range, so it's an overall build that can go ahead and assist you in every single gunfight situation. Now that I know how to make these videos a little bit better than the last loadout video I made, I'm hoping this one comes out a little bit shorter and a lot more smoother than before. I don't use scripts for any of these, as do I don't think a lot of YouTubers do. But for me, I'm still kind of new to the whole like YouTube scene and actually being consistent with it. So I'm still getting there. Just bear with me as I grow as a YouTuber. But yeah, hope y'all enjoyed the video. Hope y'all get a chance to use some of these loadouts. Like I said, a lot of these are really good, and these are top meta weapons that I think everybody should be using. And it'll help you just be like a Warzone pro, even though I personally suck ass. But yeah, with that being said, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Hope y'all having a good morning, good afternoon, good night, whenever y'all are watching this. And I will see y'all later. Peace.